Survivor's Journal. I've spent some time setting up the antechamber, the airlock for the bridge. This should be a temporary measure while the ship is still under construction. I'm gonna want an airlock to get in and out of the pressurized compartment that will be the bridge and that segment of corridor below. I don't believe I'll make this airlock completely automated like with the temporary O2 room. At least for now, I still have lots of timer blocks to install, and now I'm starting to figure that while I get ready to put in some oxygen tanks and oxygen generators, it might be a good time to set up a timer block room besides the bridge, and also some drones, some small drones that I can move around inside the ship itself to weld together any components that I feel I need and haven't accounted for yet.
Alright, by now I have most of this system pretty much set up. I did make a little mistake here where I directly connected the airlocks, the bridge airlocks oxygen pressurizer system instead of rerouting it to the bridge. So I have to set up a bit of a reroute here. So I need some conveyors, and I'm gonna have to place this one here and another one right here, connected up with piping. So let's get some piping and see how fast I can't. No, actually I don't want that there. I am going to want to come out from the side so that I can keep it symmetrical on the other side more easily. Maybe even pipe it up too, although it's quite unnecessary. So I am just going to keep this here and now attempt to weld it all up. I believe I have all the supplies on me. Afterwards, I'm going to get started on setting up the oxygen generator and oxygen tank. I'm gonna need some more steel plates, I think. First the piping. If I can just... Oh, and I didn't get to actually build up that air vent completely. The one at the bridge, I can see it from here. I'm gonna probably have to do it by hand. But in the meantime, let's see how many of these pipes I can actually get done. I'm kind of stuck here. This isn't gonna be pretty. Let's see, I need steel plates for the pipes, as well as for these armor blocks here. Oh, I managed to weld that one. What am I welding? Yeah, I'm gonna have to gather some more supplies and going to take the opportunity to actually get the air vent into the bridge up and running. Let me actually weld that up while I'm here. As soon as I have that, I'm gonna have to figure out a place to put in the oxygen generators, so I'll relog as soon as I have this bit of the construction process done. Alright, everything's connected up beautifully, and now all I have to do is... I think I did something different here. Ah, there you go. Cover up this piping just a bit. So let's just plop that down, lest I forget, and cover it all up. This piece right here is probably going to go. I actually don't want that in there yet. That's probably going to go because I'm gonna have to cover up all of this piping here. Or at least I'd rather have it covered up. A piece of flying debris, or even fire, enemy fire from from NATO or one of these random ships could really ruin my day. Now, as far as the oxygen system here is going to go, I believe that it will be something along the lines of this. I'm gonna place a conveyor sorter into an oxygen generator. So this one has a port underneath. It does. The oxygen generator will go right up here, and an oxygen tank. Oxygen tank should be here, and let me see where the ports for these things go. I might actually want it like this. Yeah, this seems fair enough. And after that, all I have to do is connect this to... where should I connect it? Well, to any one of these. Well, actually, I don't have to connect it anywhere. It's already connected to the main storage system, and luckily these tubes are really handy. They can store and transfer all types of cargo, heavy, small, gas, solid, liquid, everything, and they keep it all separated and compartmentated. So that should be a huge help. Now, I want to have 4 of these, and let me get that oxygen generator up there, and oxygen tank. There you go. I want to have 4 of these, and I'm gonna plop them down smack dab in the middle. We have 2 refineries there, 2 there, so I'm gonna have 4 oxygen producing and storage facilities just surrounding the middle refinery on either side. Now, I am not sure. I think I'm going to take the opportunity to actually weld up, provided I have enough materials. I was checking my supplies here, and they were... where was the supplies? The supplies are... here it is. So I am out of silicon. Completely out. Everything else, I do have a pretty decent amount. I'm gonna have to find a way or design a system to dispose of the extra stone. But all in all, iron not doing so well. Nickel okay-ish. But silicon is my main concern. Because of all the bulletproof glass that goes into these tubes. What I believe I'm gonna do is try to finish up the glass panels for the bridge, and let's keep on adding these guys. Try to finish up those glass panels, and there you go. If I have anything left, I will actually get to this piping here. That seems to be the way to go. But first and foremost, I have to gather the materials to actually weld up these things. Since and there's also one other thing that's bugging me. I have a completely full, a chock full tank of oxygen in that under that temporary O2 room, and that is bugging me because I have to transfer that oxygen into this the main storage tanks, and that is way too much oxygen to just waste. So I'm gonna have to think about some way of getting that up here. Maybe I'll design a ship for that. Maybe. Well, I decided that with my current resource stash, I shouldn't really be focusing on maximum efficiency, so I'm not going to build these up right now on the port side. However, on the starboard side, I am going to keep these two oxygen tanks and generators functional. Now, I just have to set these up so that I know. Let's try conveyor sorter, O2 starboard 1. Starboard 1. Let's go from aft to bow. So starboard 1 here, and filter mode. Let's whitelist ice. Where's ice? Ice. Add. Okay, show on HUD. Drain all off. Alright. So that's going to filter all the ice into the oxygen generator, starboard 1. Alright, toggle block, use conveyor system, auto refill. Okay, and the oxygen tank is going to store whatever this one produces. So, oxygen tank, starboard 1, auto refill all the bottles. Stockpile. Yeah, let's keep it on for now. Although I have the vents at the bridge off, so I won't be venting oxygen into space. But for safety's sake, I'm going to keep the stockpile on, and all the oxygen will be kept inside the tank. Now, for the next step, I want to rename these little guys, and I'm also going to get started on some more timer blocks on the bridge, so that I can finally get some automation going on the grinder wall. I think that's pretty much the next step. Okay, so I've made a couple of mistakes while thinking about this. Naturally, the timer blocks on the bridge cannot communicate with this mass block and with the gravity generator, so because they're on different grids. So what I'm going to do is actually keep the gravity generator on the same grid as the main ship, and just have its field go the length of the grinding pit. The mass block will probably end up being where the gravity generator is now, so the one I'm grinding. And as soon as I have all of that set up, all I need to do is... The thing is, I didn't want to keep the mass block permanently on, because it drains a whole lot of power. I'm gonna have to figure out a solution for that, but for now I can just pull its plug manually whenever I feel the need to. So yeah, this is where I'm going to introduce the mass block, the artificial mass block, around the center here, and then I'll just pull a pillar or some sort of a structure from one end to the other of the main hull, or where the main hull is going to be, which will be around this width here, possibly larger, but I don't think I need it this large or this wide. So yeah, a pillar from here up to the port side, a gravity generator there. I'll have to set up its field to run the length of the grinding pit and go through the artificial mass block. That should keep most of my problems covered for now, so I think I'm going to get to work on that. Okay, this is a live test. I've set up all the timer blocks and gravity generators. I'll go through what I came up with in a moment, but right now let's see this thing in action. So grinder wall on, and the grinders should have started working, and the grinder wall, the one that pushes the ship into the grinders, should start moving. Hopefully. Does not appear to be the case. Oh, this is the field depth for the gravity generators. Ah, of course, I forgot to turn the mass block on. Should do that. So toggle block on. And that should be that. Of course, I'll always forget something. So now all I have to do is watch this thing go, wait for it to grind down this ship, and afterwards activate the shutdown sequence, which will retract the wall. So I am going to sit here and wait for a while. Okay, everything seems to be in working order, although I might have to pull down the gravity force on that one because the wall seems kind of jiggly there. Now, to see if the off sequence works, and while it retracts, I will explain. It's very simple actually. Grinder wall off. There you go. That should cause one of the gravity generators to turn off and the other one to turn on. Now, using one gravity generator to do all this work would require a lot more mass blocks than I was willing to expand on this endeavor. Now, it does seem that the wall has taken some punishment here. And I do believe it might be a little stuck. Let's see if it jiggles out of there. This one didn't turn on. I must have screwed up somewhere. Let me check timer grinder off. It's the grinder protocol. Let me turn this up to 1 minute, because this protocol shuts down that gravity generator, because as you could see, the gravity field doesn't just extend this way, it extends that way too, towards the bow of the ship. So I don't want it to stay on, because it will conflict with gravity fields in other parts of the ship. So let's see if now this will remain on for longer. Alright, now it should be one full minute before that gravity generator turns off, and from my experience it's usually only necessary to have it on to get the grinder wall going. Then it can shut itself off with no problems, and the grinder wall will just neatly slide into place. But that is going to be something for the next journal entry, although we're seeing it right now. Yeah, but for the next journal entry, I have to get started on some drone production facility and possibly even ship, maybe even start building a drone. I don't know, I'll have to see how my supplies are and how I myself am. And I neglected to remember that that might actually damage or destroy that artificial mass block. Oh, that was very, very dumb. Okay, I'm gonna have to put a brake here, possibly a landing gear or something. Yeah, next journal entry. Right now, I have to give this some rest. Hey everybody, just wanted to thank you very much for watching, tell you that I'm staying with my girlfriend for a couple of weeks, so I won't be able to record. I am not able to record or play. This is pre-recorded 2 weeks in advance, and the reason why there was no episode last week. I will also soon be starting with my community service, so recording and playing time will also be scarce around that time. Should only be a couple of weeks, and as always, friendly reminder, leave a like, leave a dislike, leave a comment, always tell me what you think, and until next time, as always, I have been TheNirl, and I hope you have an awesome day.